This is my project, This is Ghent, This is Me, for my cross-cultural communications course at Hogeschool Gent. Since I've been studying in Ghent since early February, a lot of people have asked me to describe differences between my life in the States versus life here in Ghent or Europe more broadly. And of course there are plenty that I could talk about. I have to ride my bike to school instead of taking my SUV. The food, of course, the food is very different. I have to eat French fries with a fork here. Blasphemy. I don't understand. But also, one of the things that I wasn't expecting to be such a shock to me, because most of these things, of course, I expected. I understand Europe is different. But the one thing that I was surprised by my own reaction to is the acceptance of nudity here in Europe, and Ghent specifically. Now, I first encountered this wide acceptance of nudity on one of my first nights out in Ghent. I was going with a friend to a bar, and I saw my first public street urinal.
Here's one. Now, if you want to expose yourself to all kinds of nudity, the best thing you can do in Ghent is join a student club.
Since I've been in Ghent, I took my experience a step further, and I became involved in a fraternity type organization. Here they just call them student clubs. Well, they call them something in Dutch, but I'm not going to try and pronounce that. So within these groups, they're closed off, and people are even more outgoing. Within these fraternities, there are other events that require you or encourage you to get naked. One would, of course, be the cantus, which is something that's very new to me. Of course, we don't have cantuses in America. And the concept of this, it's a party with lots of alcohol and you sing songs. And you can get punished if you sing a song wrong, if you come in late, or if, you're just being obnoxious. And some of the punishments require you to get undressed. For instance, one punishment, you have to drink a beer for every article of clothing that you're wearing. Now, even though these students are at an event specifically for the purpose of singing and drinking, they choose to get naked rather than drink those extra beers that they hadn't previously planned on drinking. And other punishments, they generally involve nudity. And there are also events. There is one event I went to, which you saw on the title slide, and it was the 12th Orenloop. And one of the races, there's a race for men and women, and you're supposed to be naked when you go. Now, apparently, a couple of years ago, there was a problem with the naked race, and a couple of people got arrested because actually in Ghent it is illegal for, like in the States, you can't be indecently exposed, but it's just not really enforced very much. Another thing that my fraternity did as part of their hazing for new initiates, which luckily I did not have to go through in order to become their friend, they did an event called the Strip High Five, which you can see here.
In this event, the shacks, the pledges, had to collect, I believe it was 500 high fives from passersby here at Friday Market. If a person did not high five them back, you had to remove one article of clothing. Obviously, throughout the course of this day, you would lose a lot of your clothes. Oh, some people going by. And the girls, of course, were not immune to this. They had to go as well. They were maybe a little bit more popular. But yeah, I would just never do this. I would never have the confidence to do this. I'd be so afraid.
So yeah, these people are completely comfortable getting naked in front of old people, in front of children, for the purpose of wearing a ribbon on the other side of their shoulder. And in America, we have a lower threshold of comfort. But this, of course, isn't just among this fraternity system, because, of course, if I only look at fraternities, I'm going to see a completely dysfunctional society that I love, but isn't very indicative of the rest of Ghent and Belgian culture.
There have also been naked protests in Ghent. I'm not sure what this one was specifically about, but you can see here a bunch of people got into their skivvies to prove a point.
Now, at the start of planning to make this video, I made a Facebook post asking, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you, Belgian friends, be willing to get naked for a video?
And I thought that I might get a few bites, but actually a number of people were really willing to strip down for a project, and that kind of surprised me. I didn't take them up on their offer for a group naked post, but you can still see some of their responses. In conclusion, I have some testimonies and interviews with Belgian students to see their take on nudity and to see if their observations align with mine. So Bart, what is your stance on nudity?
My stance on nudity is actually, it's really different from when I was younger. When I came here to Ghent, a lot of alcohol changes my stance on nudity.
Understandable.
Like, when I was first time in Ghent, I don't like nudity at all. It was like being in my t-shirt alone was like a wrong way already to people. But now, since I'm in a student club, I don't care about nudity at all. Most of the time, you see people in their underwears in the Cuba Libre or somewhere else in the bars. But yeah, I'm very open to it, like we say it.
So you're not shy at all?
I'm a little bit shy, but if they tell me to go to the underwear, I'm not shy about that.
If they tell you, so members of your student club?
Members of my student club, not like random people. It will be really awkward if I go to someone in the bar and tell them to go to their underwear.
Does being around naked people at all make you feel uncomfortable?
No. It will be like a weird experience, but it won't make me uncomfortable because, yeah, like in a student club, we have a lot of naked people around us. Like most of the time, sometimes they want to do it, and sometimes they just do it. And some people just put some fireworks up their ass, but
true.
That's a little bit.
Only for birthdays.
No, not only for birthdays. Every week. That's why I'm comfortable in nudity. If you see that every week, you get comfortable.
Fair enough. Okay, in your family, have you seen your parents naked?
Yes, I've seen them naked.
I would never see my parents naked.
I don't like it either, but yeah. Sometimes you just leave the bedroom door open when they're done showering, and I just walk by and I just see a glance of them, and I don't like it either. But yeah, what can you do about it?
I would never. If I ever saw my parents naked, just jump out a window.
Oh.
I don't want to see that future. Any closing remarks? Anything else that is different, you think, about Ghent culture and nudity versus what I may have come from?
I think it's very different because we in Ghent we drink alcohol at a young age, and then we get more comfortable around other people, and we just do things recklessly, like put off some clothes, do some other things. I don't think that's in America though, because because the drinking age is there higher.
So it's less cultural norms; it's more alcohol.
I think it's more alcohol than cultural.
Okay, we should have done this presentation on alcohol.
Yeah, it can be cultural too, because in Belgium it's normal to strip. Yeah, to strip. It's not really normal, but people just do it. It's an unwritten rule.
Okay.
And when you go out.
Unwritten rule. Okay, maybe that's why I didn't.
I have never done it. I've never done, but I know people who do it all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. And that's what led me to choose this topic. Well, thank you, Bart, for your time.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a good naked weekend.
Okay, I will.
So round 2, another interview with another Belgian student. This here is Remy. So Remy, I've noticed that a lot more people in Ghent get naked than I'm used to in America. What do you think is the reason for that?
I think other people are more comfortable than mind people naked that much.
So it's just a cultural thing? It's not?
No, it's just people are less scared of other people caring about it. Like, if I saw students getting naked, I'd just be, okay.
Now, is that something that you see a lot, or is it just me, like, hypersensitive to it?
I haven't seen it a lot yet, like except for in the evenings when alcohol is involved. But
Maybe that's it. I have too many evenings with alcohol involved.
could be.
I think that's good to have. In the U.S., a lot of times women get in trouble if they are seen breastfeeding in public, like in a store or restaurant or something. What do you think about that?
I think it's wrong. Nevertheless, I think it also happens here in Europe. I think that it's a bit more wrong in America than in Europe, but then again, that's a view that's been oppressed me by media. Let's call it Hollywood. But I think it should be acceptable. One of the main reasons I think that is because it is just scientifically always proven that it's better and it's beneficial for the child. So why should we prohibit the use of medication in the benefit of the for the child? We allow other more disturbing things like Ritalin. It's socially accepted, but that has a side effect. Mother milk for a child that normally doesn't have a side effect, and it's a bit hypocrite.
Well, I think that's fair. In the U.S., I probably see it more than I do here, but if I saw it here, I would be less surprised. Do you have any closing remarks? Anything that you think make a lasting impression about nudity on me? Don't get naked, please.
I think as a lasting view,
have I overreacted?
Sometimes a bit. But then again, don't blame you. I expected it. I actually kind of evoked a reaction from you.
Really?
But yeah,
that's so surprising.
I do my best to be subtle. I don't. No. A lasting conclusion about nudity would be that for a male, and it's less seen with a female, I think nudity should be fully accepted if the person itself chooses to do it. But if there's a sexual side to it, it should be not allowed. Like, you can go to a nudity beach and be there all you want, but once you start having sex there, or you have erect status, sorry, I don't know.
Did you say where you are aroused? That would work.
Yeah.
That's a nice way
Okay.
to say it.
Let's start again?
No, we can't start again.
Fuck, okay, because I didn't know what I was saying in the beginning. Once you get aroused, I think there's a border there. People can be nude, but simply for the single purpose of being nude and feeling free and comfortable with the way they are shaped. And once it gets sexual, then you're not in the right place. Then you should go to clubs or whatever you're into, but the sexual part should be divided from the singularity as a nudity.
Well, that sounds... There we go. Well, all of that sounds very reasonable. I recognize I'd still probably be surprised if I saw naked people, so in my mind that all makes sense, but still, I'm squeamish around naked people. But, thank you.
Sorry for that.
No, you're fine. You weren't in the video.
But, didn't you saw me naked?
No.
No?
No, I've not seen you naked. Don't. I still have a month.
Still have a couple of days.
Thank you, though.
Forget it.
Okay. This is
It's
strong,
raining.
everybody.
Professor Dutch?
Yes.
Okay, I will ask the question. Okay, so I will talk in Dutch if it doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dus Lauren moet een schoolproject uitvoeren over het cultureel belang van naakte mensen hier in Gent. Waarom vinden wij het hier fijn om naakt te zijn ten opzichte van Amerika? Ik heb al gezegd dat ik er weer comfortabel in ben om bij naakte mensen te zijn. Maar nu is mijn vraag eigenlijk aan jou, ben je er ook comfortabel bij om naakte mensen rond te lopen? Bijvoorbeeld zoals een Oorpoort. Ja, maar ja, meer vraagje. Vond je dat vroeger vervelend zo? Meer vervelender? Of vind je dat nu minder vervelend om naakte mensen rond te lopen?
Vroeger?
Ja, vroeger in de middelbare school bijvoorbeeld zo. Want in de middelbare school voel ik me daar heel oncomfortabel bij. Maar nu voel ik me daar meer comfortabel bij om naakt rond te lopen.
Nee, ik heb er geen probleem mee.
Je hebt er geen probleem mee?
Nee.
Ah, dat is goed.
Oh, God. Well, that took a turn. Thanks, Leonard.